Hey guys, today we are in Cologne at Toyota's German headquarters to check out the new RAV4 plug-in hybrid.
The RAV4 PHEV is Toyota's most powerful mid-size SUV ever. This plug-in hybrid can go from 0 to 100k in just 6 seconds. But despite its great performance, the almost 2-ton plug-in hybrid drives more like a relaxed cruiser than a sports car. And that's precisely what it was originally built for. Toyota unveiled the RAV4 in 1994. The 3 letters stand for Recreational Active Vehicle. Back then, no one was talking about SUVs. Over 10 million have been sold over 26 years and 5 generations. Since 2016, Toyota has offered its global bestseller as a hybrid. And now comes the first rechargeable plug-in hybrid version, the RAV4 PHEV.
Now, all hybrid drivetrains promise long range and great fuel consumption, but there are differences. Besides your traditional ICE and the new BEVs, there are your different hybrid drivetrains. And the most common ones are MHEV, HEV and PHEV.
Confused? Don't worry, we've got you covered. ICE stands for Internal Combustion Engine. Nice to look at, nice to listen to. But by today's standards, a real dinosaur.
BEV stands for Battery Electric Vehicle, the stuff almost every manufacturer is craving for. Well, everyone except Toyota, but why is that? Why isn't Toyota building electric cars just like almost everyone else and instead is sticking to their hybrid drivetrains? But more about that later. First, let's check out the new RAV4 plug-in hybrid and the different hybrid drivetrains.
In MHEVs, or mild hybrid electric vehicles, the electric motor only assists the combustion engine when it's not working at optimum efficiency. For example, when starting the car, coasting, or braking. This system saves fuel and doesn't need to be plugged in to charge. And it's quite inexpensive. But it'll always produce some emissions as it cannot drive in all-electric mode.
HEV stands for Hybrid Electric Vehicle, and up until now every RAV4 has been an HEV.
Unlike mild hybrids, full hybrids can drive all-electric and emission-free. The small battery stores energy recovered from regenerative braking, or converted by the combustion engine using a generator. This system saves more fuel than a mild hybrid. But hybrids can only drive all-electric for a short time, and the climate system is connected to the combustion engine. So whenever you use it, your fuel consumption and emissions will go up.
Now to the PHEVs, which stands for Plug-in Hybrid Electric Vehicle, just like the new RAV4. And unlike HEVs, a plug-in hybrid has a much bigger battery.
That makes the range of the RAV4 PHEV in all-electric mode much longer. Plus, the car's battery can be charged externally, meaning it really can drive emission-free if the electricity comes from renewable sources. And compared to a battery electric vehicle, the range doesn't depend on battery size alone.
So what does that mean for the RAV4 plug-in hybrid? Well, it has 3 engines. One is a 2.5-liter petrol engine with 185 horsepower, and on top of that there are 2 electric engines. One is at the front with 182 horsepower and another one at the back with 54 horsepower. So in total the car produces 306 horsepower, and together with the 18.1 kilowatt-hour big battery, that's good for 75 kilometers of all-electric range, which should be enough for your daily drives.
The combination of 4 cylinders and 2 electric motors makes the RAV4 plug-in hybrid one of Toyota's most powerful models. And with its long battery range, it's also the most economical at just 1 liter per 100 kilometers. On our test drive, we only just missed the official mileage figures with 69 kilometers, but this baby will set you back over 46,000 euros.
So back to the question, why isn't Toyota building battery electric vehicles like everybody else does these days? Well, one reason for that is because Toyota has been doing so for decades. They are putting hybrid drivetrains in pretty much every model they are selling.
Yaris, Camry, RAV4. There's a hybrid version of almost every Toyota model. And their commitment to hybrid drivetrains is paying off. When the European Union's fleet emission standard of 95 grams CO2 per kilometer comes into effect, Toyota will probably have no problem complying. Their fleet already has quite low emissions, unlike most other manufacturers, which will be scrambling to deploy battery electric cars to avoid massive fines.
In the end, Toyota's hybrid strategy and the RAV4 plug-in hybrid makes a lot of sense to me, because you pretty much are getting the best of both worlds. You've got your 75 kilometers of all-electric range, which is plenty for your daily drives, and if you need to go on longer trips, you can still do so without having to worry about charging your vehicle, while still getting super low fuel consumption and emission.
So, what's the verdict? The RAV4 plug-in hybrid stands out for its high performance, long purely electrical range, and low fuel consumption and emissions. But all that comes at a pretty steep price. And the car only lives up to its potential if you charge it regularly.
Of course, all this technology only makes sense when you use it properly. So when you've got a plug-in hybrid, whenever you've got the time, plug it in and don't let your internal combustion engine do the charging work.
Thanks, Jan. We've learned a lot.